to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. I think the occasion gives us an opportunity not only to talk about the forthcoming, the second edition of India Energy Week, which we will be celebrating in Goa from 6th to 9th February, but also to speak on other related issues related to the petroleum, natural gas, the energy sector, particularly green energy. So I'll be happy to take up your questions on that as well. Let me start by wishing you all a very happy 75th Republic Day. I also want to take this opportunity to give you my own personal good wishes and the positive energy that we are getting from the return of Lord Prabhu to his original Janmabhoomi. I also think that, and I think the advice that the Honorable Prime Minister was giving to our young examinees applies in many ways to the rest of us as well. I was particularly struck by his advice that don't allow yourself to feel any pressure. I say that always in the energy sector, it applies beautifully. I think we've got a situation which is not entirely of our making. I mean, the global situation is moving in some respects on its own dynamic. But so far, whatever difficulties we faced, we have not only navigated through each of those developments and challenges which have come our way, but I think we have navigated quite well. And I think India today on the energy front presents a picture of confidence, of positive growth, of solutions in many areas. 4 new technical categories have been added, including shipping, logistics, supply chain, manufacturing, industrialization, future mobility and mining and minerals in line with domestic priorities. 2 clean, clear messages. This is not just about the oil and natural gas industry as we have known. This is about that and much more. This is about the entire energy spectrum and canvas. We recently had an energy startup challenge organized and showcased cutting-edge solutions to a global audience. In Goa, the event will also feature increased focus across the entire energy value chain, including 3 sessions on biofuels, 3 sessions on hydrogen, and 2 sessions on CCUS. Now, if you look at the progress, last time we met in Goa for a similar meeting before the G20, that's when the Global Biofuels Alliance was put together. It was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister, along with, I think, 8 other heads of state and government. When I was in Davos recently, a meeting of the Biofuels Alliance took place. And I want to share with you something that perhaps is not finding expression in the public domain that easily. One of the recurring themes I came across at Davos, apart from everybody being wedded to green and sustainable energy, was the clear and determined movement in the direction of sustainable aviation fuels. Today, the European Union is already talking about mandates for sustainable aviation fuel. Plus 30. And I went there because I think there was a sequential link. I inaugurated the first sustainable aviation fuel plant in India. I'm saying that it may be small at this stage, but it is a domestically produced plant. That technology is easily replicable, and you can be reasonably sure that in the coming time, we already announced for sustainable aviation fuel, not immediately, but I think starting in 2027, 2028, 2029, 1%, 3%, and 5% SAF blending. Secretary and I were in Lucknow day before yesterday, and the Honorable Chief Minister had a press conference in which both of us participated. Secretary outlined I'm not a soothsayer, I don't know what will happen finally, but I think the world will move fuel. Not totally, although there are companies in the US which have flown an aircraft totally on sustainable aviation fuel, which is Honeywell, right? Honeywell has demonstrated that a plane can be. I think the movement will be slowly in the direction of limited blending of sustainable aviation fuels in aircraft. So all countries will get ready for that. At some stage, I think ICAO has already discussed this. They're already going to discuss it. I'm not getting into that. On our part, we think we want to produce more sustainable aviation fuel. We had a test flight of an aircraft. I think it was an Air Asia aircraft, which came from, which flew, madam, from Pune to Delhi. It had 1% SAF blending. When we calculated at that point of time that if you need 1% blending on a mandating level, that is, you make it compulsory, we'll need 14 crore liters of ethanol extra. 14 crore, 140 million. 140 million liters of ethanol again. So obviously, our aviation is growing very fast. So if you have 1% in 2027, which is what I've said, it will be even more. If you have 3%, you can have. So no matter which way you peel this onion, you ultimately come to the conclusion you need to scale up your ethanol production. But the good news about ethanol production, the good news is it helps our agricultural sector.